Nining, Jajoli, and surrounding communities on YouTube and Facebook. Man Shomi, Chaka Gilabacholi, and Jacqueline Kango Kot. Uh, and Man, I don't know, she's calling me right now. Man Shomi Gina, Chaka Gilabacholi, segment me Kwan Gilabacholi. So tonight I will be reading. Gonna the next section mingoni how Dano Odonya Edu Sudan, including Joe British and Arab Guinea. Um, Last session 16, Akwana Kidma Arab Kidonya Kede, Ede Sudan. And today I will be reading how the British either entered, penetrated, or invaded and conquered Sudan. Okay, we found that when the Arabs came to northern Africa, northern East Africa, the Egyptian and Sudanese territories, including those of Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, Kenya, Uganda. They had different approaches. When the Ottoman Empire came, obviously, first it came a slave trade, and then they wanted to sell their goods. And then, of course, that included also selling slaves. And then they saw the opportunity uh, to intermarry into those communities or ethnic groups, build some type of relationship and connection with them, and then be able to now spread Islam. Okay, and they were able to do that throughout the Sudanic territories. That included all of northern and eastern Africa. And then the British came. Okay, when the British came, they were not as friendly, of course. I mean, of course, the Ottoman Empire was not friendly, but the British, of course, used force as well, right? Fighting against the indigenous communities of that territory. So today, I'm in a Kwan, Kidma, a church. I'm reading from Saturnino um, Onyala's book. And also, please drop your comment and join the live. Leave comments. Um, if there's anything that stands out to you, if it moves you, or if you feel maybe the information that the writer or the author wrote is incorrect, please also leave a comment and join the live. Discuss. But I'm writing from his point of view based on his research. He's been doing this research since, I don't know, like the 1970s, 80s, up until maybe like 2010. And then he published a book in 2014. Saturnino Onyala is an Acholi from the Abal clan of the Acholi people. And he, at the time when I bought the book, he was still living in Australia. He's probably still in Australia. Okay. So today I'm reading the section that covers how the British was able to enter into Sudan and Acholi. Okay. I may leave some Acholi and English commentaries. If you understand, like, comment, share, join, discuss. And let's get started. So, like Georgia joining on it, Donya pa British itung ping mi Sudan. Okay. Imwaka apar boro, di piera bongwan we are boro. Ma British ki Egyptian o Maroke, gin bene o nongoni. Donyo ilobo mi tung ping mi Sudan tie tek pien dano ma kwa kunu o bero dano ma ge totwa. Inge mwaka apa. I don't know if you guys heard that. My son is in there. Okay, inge mwaka pa majo British o bero ike. Chi mod geno charo donyo ilobo mi tung ping mi Sudan. Okay. Donyo pa jo British itung ping mi Sudan peo bero yot. Donyo pa Arab itung malo Kidma Wabiro Kaneno Ne, Angich, Gino Donyo Dok Do Lochat. Lueng Mo Bero Pere, Ikingi, Gi Jo Sudan. Makwa Tung Malo. Okay, so when Arabs came in northern Sudan, they didn't fight. They just came to the marketplace to sell or even trade slaves and stuff like that. Okay, Duan Bene Wajuni, Joe Britain Odonyo Itung Ping Mi Sudan Labong Loin. Okay, Gin Odonyo Gi Look Mabejo Mi Biro Dano Kidma Ochol Dong Ge Ata Chalo Atunya. Dano mi Britain obero kaloro lo kom kuch gi chick mabejo mi ribo dano. So initially when they came, the British came in a friendly manner, okay? They saw that the Arabs were able to come in friendly and gain some interest from the locals. So they did the same. They came in a friendly manner in southern Sudan as well. Ada dano makwa tung piny mi Sudan, ikare ma gin owinyo lokom kuch, gi ribe palwak, ma gin bene onongo miro chigin oye ni British odon. Okay. Jo British pe obedo gi akalakala chwin, ikare ma gin odonyo itung piny mi Sudan. Gin bene peo chaho gi loch rerie. Ento gino mio twer mi loch duchu bot rodi caught kid ma dano duchu onongo wargen. Okay. Dano mi Britain o timo kidman iwi riego pien gin miro poho dano mot ka wek la chen gin o law or divide Acholi people or the people of southern Sudan or Sudan. Okay, so initially they came in a friendly manner to gain some type of trust, appointing Rodi across communities, clans, tribes. Okay, once they were able to establish that relationship with the locals, the indigenous people, then they started using force. Okay, so John Majo British dong otiro donyo itung piny mi Sudan. Imwaka apar bang wen gi pier ang'wen, gino kero chik matek ni. Arab matie tung malo mi Sudan, miere pe gin obin tung piny. Okay? So pagi mira ni Arab bin piny because they want that control to themselves. Mi ario, lo Sudan matie tung piny miero, peo chiri Khartoum. So they don't want them to establish some type of solidarity between Aramati in northern Sudan, gave the indigenous blacks or Africans, tribes in southern Sudan. They want to keep them divided, okay? Chikman, British okero kidman wek Arab peo nong kare, mimio tam marach, gipon dini megi bodano machol, okay? Inino due mia dek mi dwe mi ang'wen mohamingoni apar bang'wen gi pier ang'wen we ariyo latin kwan ochol achiel ma pe wan bene wang'eyo nyinge ocho warga bot lo loch lobo mi Sudan ma en obedo ka penyo ni ka twero miro gamente olok tam megi weg dano matie tung piny gi malo mi Sudan gino wori ikingi ki mi ariyo latin man openyo gamente ni ka twere gin miero o mi kare bot lotino ochol matie tung piny mi Sudan gi lotino matie tung malo mi Sudan wegin okwan kachiel i university mi Khartoum. Okay, so the youth started rallying because they wanted some type of voice in the governance of the Sudanese people. Okay, this was a letter to the British to allow the youth of Southern Sudan and the youth of Northern Sudan to all have the right to attend school, university in Khartoum. Okay? Yala la chojo choningo, Dana mi British ikarama gino nungo, warga palatin Kwan man. Gino neno ni, man look pa ma TJ Pere ento inge mohabi chiel gino laho tam megi ma oweho kin gin bene o luongo kachore ma dit pa o chiol gi Arab inino dwe mi apara rio mi dwe mi abiro mohamingo apara bongwen gi piera ngwen we aboro I Juba ka neno kit ma o chiol gi Arab gin miero o ribe kwede I kachore man luak dong o ye ni lo chat pa Arab miero chiri oge ot chat megi ilobo mad o dok tung piny mi Sudan. Ki mi ario kachore o mogoni lo tino chiol ma kwano I Makerere University miero gino bin ka Kwan I Khartoum University. Pieni mwaga mokaro angech lotino chol duju onongo kwano I Makerere I Uganda. Lo lodge lobo mi Sudan onongo pe oye ni lotino chol o Kwan I Khartoum University. There's some truth to this, even though in Mohammed 1948, in the 1940s, I know for sure that my dad and my mom, Ikarama Luanti, the Sudan, they were going to school in Uganda. Makerere gikuja. Okay, most of them gikwana Uganda. Piano no, Arab kwere ni wano chol power kwan. Your power chile university to. This is true. I know for a fact. Okay? Kala chojo choni ngone. I got comments here just in case I missed anything. Okay. Ka la chojo choni ngone. British o mi lodge ken boat lo Sudan imwaga apar bungwan gi piera beach wa bichel. Okay. Chuchuri nge nongo lodge ken gamente o nongo ni kaka ma pat ma tie lobo Sudan tie mia bichel. Dok Acholi obedo kaka chiel ikin kaka megi. Kari bed kaka matino obedo pol I Sudan. Luak mi Sudan nakajui gin chungu achiel chalo I don't want to say this word ngunchet chi lok pa dini aye maokelo apura ikindano. So all the small Acholi groups and groups of other tribes, they all used to come together as one. But then when they introduced dini or religion, or they started dividing people because some people were converting to Islam, some people were converting to Christianity, and they were using religion to divide the people. Okay, that's what they're saying here. Okay. Ma wanongo ni lo diro dini chalo katolika ginpe mira ni luak mere orare gidana mi protestanti ocho munugile bachuli. Dini mi Islam bene okelo apora ma dir ikindana mi Sudan. Okay. Ma inongo ni jo Muslim pe miro rare gilo Cristo. Pien gin wacho ni lo Cristo duchu podi loco firi. I don't know what that word is. Log mi apora ma did mi Islam obedo kanen ikin dano ma tie tung malo mi Sudan. Kama dini mi Islam onongo aye orida matut. So there was Christianity on one side, Islam on one side, but there was a stronghold on both sides, basically. There's some strong believers in Christianity. There were some strong believers in Islam. Okay, so this was dividing the locals, the indigenous people of Sudan. Okay? Loloch lobo mi Sudan mau karo angej gino bedo kawajuni. Kwano dano or census mi mwaka apar bu ngwen gi pier bor we bichel mau bedo i Sudan nyuru chal kum ma parapat ma tie i Sudan. Okay? Tie i Kidman. Arab tie 20%. Neolitics tie 9%. Fur tie 6%. Kajo Nuba Nyo Nilo Hamites tie 5%. Gamente mi Sudano chao Kidman mi buol dano ma waga wegin onyang ni dano ma tie ma poli lobo Sudana ye jo Arab 20%. So there was some false reports here about the total amount of people, the population. Gin Arab dung law jo ocho one jo macho indigenous people, which was not true. Okay. Miario Kidman 90% pa Arab gin Muslim wegdano we lobo ma waho onyang ni Paul dano mi Sudan gin bene Muslim, which was not true. Okay. Ento ada palugdano macho tie Paul lawyer Arab maka okwano dano gi diro wanongo ni Arab tie 39% kao chow magin bene wegi lobo tie 61%. So that's the true fact. Ochol dogi tie over 60% while Arab tie about 39%. Okay. Ikom wel pa ochol duju matie i Sudan wanongo ni dano oramo 5% keken Odonyo Idini me Muslim. So only about 5% of people actually converted to Islam. They try to make it seem as if almost 90% of people. Okay, only about 5% of the people of Sudan had converted to Islam. Okay. So I just completed how they were able to get into Sudan by using Christianity and also, I guess, building churches. Missionary practices and just spending time with the locals, learning the language, and becoming one with them. So that made people comfortable enough to accept missionaries from whether it's Britain or other European countries. At first, this was the approach. Okay. They came in a friendly manner because they saw that the Arabs were able to penetrate by coming to use the markets there to sell goods and also trade slaves. Okay. But we find that they tried to make it seem as if the majority of people in Sudan were Arabs or Muslims, and that was not the case. Okay. So now I'm going to the next section. Let me see how much time I have been spending on this live. Okay, I'm going to try to read the next section as fast as I can. I don't want to spend more than 30 minutes per session. So the next section of the chapter covers Lodge by Joe British Gi Poro Acholi. Okay. So la chojo choningo muni mi British odonyo ilobo Sudan. Ki tu ngom mi Uganda. Mamuni otiro donyo ilobo Acholi. Gino nongo dano duju obedo dok achonya. So the word achonya, we use that a lot in Acholi. But sometimes when scholars use the word achonya or referring to the achonya period, they mean primitive time. Okay, the time when the British or the West or foreigners did not invade us. They call it the Achanya period, the Achanya era, the primitive time. Okay, so the time of Achanya, Ocho Kanyingone, Gidnowani Dana Duju Obedo Dok Achanya. Okay, ento Ganga Chel Pa Chuli Tiegi Road Caught Wagi Bull Ke at the time, Magi Bine, okay. Ikarmachon, Dana Water Road Caught, Mada Muni Mao Nano Ne, Dana Tiegi Water Madit Ikom Rodi Caught, Gindong, Ojengo Komgi Ikom Rodi Caught, Pian Muni, Onongone, Lok, Gidano Tek, So they depended on Chief Tuagini, right? So they built relationship with the chiefs, right? They needed what do you call it? Gatekeepers to get into our community. So the gatekeepers were the chiefs, Rori Gini, Rotuagini for each tribe or clan. They were able to establish some type of relationship with them, um, created a buy-in. After they did that, now the chiefs were the one trying to convince the people to accept the British or the foreigners. Okay, that's how they were able to do it. Kaningoni, kamuni miro ni dano o tim gin gimo bodgi gin wajo lok man bod road kot ka en road kot dong nyango luak mere. See how they're using the roadie, right? So that also kind of correlates with what's going on today, right? With what's going on across Africa. Foreign powers try to use our political leaders, right? Buy them out, and then they use them to control our countries, our governments, or our political systems, basically, right? So they were using Rudi. Okay. Um, you guys feel free to leave a comment. What do you guys think? Any comments? Let me try to finish this one. I think it's only 2 pages. I'm going to try to read it really fast without too much commentary so I can finish it uh, in the next 7 to 8 minutes. Again, this is Leb Acholi. I'm learning Leb Acholi. Well, I'm learning how to even read Leb Acholi very good. So I'm trying to force myself to speak it fluently and also be able to read it fluently, okay? Feel free to join the live. I did share the link earlier on Facebook. I can add you, and once you're added, you can actually say something. I'm not able to see who's watching, but feel free, guys. Okay. So let me just finish maybe just one page of this section, and I'm going to end it there. Okay. Okay. Dano dong timo kidma road card owaje pien man gin ma road wajo muni ojengo komgi ikom rodi pimwaha apa we are chill kolo. Okay. So for 11 years, the British was using the chiefs to control their nations. Okay. Use skin for 11 years. Kolo. Makun gen bene tieka yenyo kid yo ango ma miero gen ola kwede luak muno. So they're looking for ways to replace those chiefs so they can take power now. Now that they were able to get it, they're looking for different ways to control the nations. Okay? Dwan wajani Rudi Cod Mokene on Nongo Tiegi lo bucha Nguyen Matek. Maka Nguyen Otoro Gang lo bucha Megi Dui Nguenyo Matek Nyo Kagin Oteo lo merek ki tunga chiel Dwan wajani Rudi Mokene on Nongo pe ye ki lo bucha Nguyen mo rumo piman gin moromo piman gin obedo pere gi kero dong excuse me dong inongo ne dano matie iteloch parut magoro tien mapo gin maro dak iteloch parut matek wek okony kwa megi gi kwa pajo ot megi. Okay. Imwaga mamuni odonyo kwede iloba chuli gino medo teach mokene bod rodi cut your road cut. Okay. Teach mano bero teach me jogo muchoro gibot dano. So they needed the Rodi or the chiefs to also collect taxes from the local people and bring it to them. Okay. Lo diro pa chuli wajoni kare pa muni Rodi bene onongo gin obedo dano ma lochan. Chi mod gin onongo lonyo ki kom dano. La Point William J. House, Ginki Lareme, Kevin D. Phillips, Howard, Gino Choi Bug Megine, Rudy Mokene Ochako Nongo Lonyo, Megi Gikin Mwara, Paraboro, Gipiera Bichel, E Caramalo Chadmi Egypt, Nyo Arab, Ochako Donya Quede Iloba Chuli. Muni Bene, I Carama Gino Donyo, Ikin Luak, Mia Chuli, Gino Jengo Komgi Ikom Rudy Kot. Okay. Gin Muni Onongo Miro Lak Liech Lak Omuha Kachel Ke Gucci Nyo Opi. Dong Jami Megi Duju Rudy a ye nyo bot Muni. Muni Gilo Chat Pa Arab Ka Onongo Jami Duju Magin Miro Gin Mio Obaltik Bod Rodi Obaltik Man Tien Mapo Bedo Diangi Nyo Lodubu. So the chiefs were not doing it for free. They're getting paid. They're getting gifts. They're getting cows. They're getting guns. You know, they have all this power now. Okay. Mapeo tero mohamapo lo chadmi Arab o chakamayo lak liech lak amuko amuko. What is amuka? Muka opi kachelgi chamgi bodano. Okay. Arabs started stealing stuff from people. Okay. Teach me tech kom palo chadman bene oduoro lonyo pa rodi pin manok. Okay. Pien jami ma mo ma gin nongo dong gi bot lo chat. Kid ma neno machon ni odoro pere. So they were being robbed by the Arabs at the marketplace. Okay. Ikarama look man o winye Britain. Lo lodge lobo mi Britain imwara par bor gi piera biro. Openyo Ishmael Pasha kachel gi Khedive mi Egypt. Ma en bene obedo la lawyer mi Egypt. Mi neno ni chat mi o pi o chungwa. So basically they wanted the slave trade to end. They were asking the Arabs to end the slave trade. Okay. Wekuch obini loba choli. Khedive mi Egypt. Ikarami o winyo Lokman. Karmo winyo Lokman. Openyo Samuel Baker. Mi duojo mi Equatoria. Ite loch mi Egypt. Okay. Lokman Odoro Tek Mada Samuel Baker Kachel Gila Reme Charles Gordon Ka Amin Pasha Onongo Pe Tuero Juro Chat Ki Team Arani Maraju Matie Ikindano. Okay, so they didn't feel like they had the power to stop the trade of slaves and all the other stuff like illegal sales of goods or even like animals or animal parts. Okay. Malo lodge lobo mi Britain oneno kidman gin okwanyo madid. I'm sorry, gin gi kwanyo la did amin pasha waka gi loba chuli imwaka para bor gi piera bor gi bongwen. Man bene bero a chiri mi kuch bot dano. So the British removed Amin Pasha gi Acholi, 1889. Okay. And people thought they were going to have peace at this time in their children. Imwaka par bong ngwen giwi area. Mr. F.A. Knowles, ma en bene o dana chiel mi Britain, o kero chikni dano, mi achuli o miero gin o la kum gi kengi. Piman, en o kero la dira chiel mi achuli, mangat ma pe po ni nyinge. Okay, so the British did put an Acholi person in charge, but they don't have the name. Okay, ni obedo la tela paluak. Dano duchuma nongo tie te loch, pa rodi kot, ka chiel gi rodi megi, dong, obino ite loch a chiel pala deed man. So they got rid of the chiefdoms and the rodi, and they appointed one Acholi guy, or an Equatorian Acholi, to lead the people in Acholi land. Okay? Karongningo, enter Dana Mokene Chalo Kevin Phillips, Gila Reme William House, what you need? Kari Betty lo lodge me Britain okelo lodge can boat jo actually jo Britain no puri ni neno dano mi actually chalo dano achiel matie beneki Leb Acholi wa tekwara chiel. Imwaka parbong wangia par ngwen mala deep pastel Wyatt okero obedo DC mi acholi gulu o Uganda. Dularia Anglo-Egyptian Sudan gi protectorate mi Uganda. Gino bedo ping kalara lok ma kwaho wang lobo. So they started talking about how to divide up the Acholi territories between Sudan and Uganda. Okay. Muhammad Acholi mi Sudan gi mi Uganda dujo nongotie ite lot mi Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. Lo dira chuli wajuni wang lobo mi Sudan e karmachon o nongotie wa isoroti. Okay. Lo dira chuli wajuni wang lobo mi Sudan e karmachon ti wi isoroti. Okay. That was where the border was, isoroti. Ki tung malo kai pakwach gi tung porocheng. Soroti gi pakwach duchu tie e Uganda. Okay. La tela pa luak ma o a ki e Sudan magin obino ka laro lok mi wang lobo imwaka apar bangwan gi apar ngwen obedo Mr. N. Kelly ka Mr. Tufnell kono obedo la tela pa luak ma o a ki Uganda. Okay. Kachore man obedo igang kalma dit pa chuli igulu Uganda. Duamo kene wajani kachore man onongo pe obedo mi pogo achuli ento mi pogo dano mi luturo wahagi koma chuli. Kachore man duan wajani Mr. Nufnell onongo miro ni achuli dujo beri kachel dogin miro obed i Uganda. Mr. Tufnell gi tung chel miro ni o kwan dana milo tugu duju o tegin itung lobo mi Sudan. Ento Mr. Kelly maubedo la tela palo Sudan. O neno ni achuli gino bedo dana makwiri. Mi ario gin tie gi riego o nyualo ma gin muni pe gineno bod dana milo tugo. Pilokman Mr. Kelly wajani peo bebedo bag total midwaro achuli wako duju itung lobo mi Uganda. Eno mero gi wajani ka man otime chibero le wich kachel gi chach por lobo mi Sudan. Pien ginyang mabe ni dana ma milo turo petie gingit nyo adam wich makwiri midongo lobo. Pien gin pe niang jami chalo achuli. Mr. Tufnell ogigo lok mere ma kun wacho kwede ni ka Acholi duchu oduogo ni obed e Uganda chi digi wabi nongo ni petie dano nyo kaka mokene ma dano milo tugu twero puonyo kwiri mikwo gi kombotke. Lodira Acholi wacho ni dulpa Acholi ma Mr. Kelly miro gi kin Acholi Sudan mi puonyo jolo tugu mano bedo dano mi pa jok gi obo pien Mr. Kelly oniango matud ni dano mi gang megi ario gin obedo dano ma mara lok mi deyo gi ruk mabejo. Pepi mat keken en bene oniango ni jo obo gi pa jok gin lo tich ching matek. Ento Mr. Tufnell nongo pe miro tam pa Mr. Kelly chila chin endong ochwako. Dori Mr. Kelly bene nongo tamani dano mi pa jok yo bo gin bi konyo totwal itich mi gero yo ga nyo railway ma agi kondokoro chiro inumule. Okay, I'm almost done here, guys. Ingelaro lotela pa Anglo-Egyptian Sudan gi protectorate mi Uganda omogoni wang lobe mi Sudan ma tie tu malo miro o Kwan gi Soroti o Kelly got o Dori ento wang lobe mi Sudan ma tie tu poro ching miro o Kel I Kaboko. E kare ma lok man o chwalo bolo lawyer aria mi Sudan ki Uganda gin o tuki chwaka tam ne chut mana ye gin ma tin wanong Acholi gi Uganda Acholi gi Uganda gi Sudan pian kid ma lo diro Acholi wacho kwede inge mwaka 14 gi 14 dano mi Acholi onongo gi tie ite loch pa DC achiel ma tie igulu ento tin Acholi Sudan tie ite loch pa DC mi magui. Okay, this is the last paragraph. Okay, guys. Inge mwaka 14 gi 14 muni owero tich gi Rudy Cott gindongo chako kero Rudy jago magi neno ni twero tio gitam megi duju odoge twero tich mabe gidano. E mwaka man bene muni okwanyo twero mi yero Rudy waka gi ching lo tedero tich pa Rudy manyeno bedo mi yubo lok marachu matie ikin kaka kachiel gi mio pot bolobal gin bene omere gi jogo muchoro gi bot luak ruoth achiel ka ojogo muchoro en tero I office pamuni gi kany la tich pamuni kwanyo teng muchoro chulo bot ruoth ka wel ma odong en kero mi tich pamuni. Do wanongo ni ite ruoth achiel tie mukungu gi nyampara. What does that mean? Mukungu gi nyampara kidma wabineno la chin I bookman. Mukungu gi nyampara benetie gi twero milaro lok matino matie ikindano ka gin bene konyo Rudy gi jogo muchoro. Ikara mi jogo muchoro dano ma pe ki rubia twero mio diel nyo gweno ka wang rubia. Ento tin mapol gweni ma okul chulo gi muchoro pot mukungu gi nyampara. Okay, so atiro atiro chapter 5, chapter me a beach. It was very long. It took 40 minutes. Kidma British could teach you poor actually kid. Kongi Trust Chief Kini Chief Berodo Gatekeeper gina community tigi between chief gina the nation or the community ke jo British. After they did that, British kilo the hotam ni chakalo kwanyo chief kina ka rodi gina chaka pointing a ma chiel mala we dana wang in each tribe chali they actually kuja nga mo no tia point a chiel actually mi Equatoria lakini nyingara do ngeo ko. Hmm? Yal dong roi dang dong ti chugo bedo dang a bes chara taxes gibo dano kalokela board kita money. Okay, so they dealt away with Rodi by that time. Okay, drop your comments, likes, share. See, nobody joined, but I will post this video on YouTube as well as on our Chaka Gilabacholi official Facebook page. And this live, of course, is on my own channel. Okay, guys. Thank you for watching and joining. Have a good night. I will be reading again tomorrow. Diga Kwanangani, Do Me a Beach, or chapter 5. Gine Kavangani, or Chola Gilu. Very random. Or Chaka look me, Kima Arab British Sudan Sudan, Mando Chaka look me on a Chola Gilu. Chaka look me terra daughter again. I know we covered in the beginning. Mando Chaka look me terra. Kinma Lomitira Opo Kina Chuli. Okay, I will read that tomorrow night, maybe on live. Kanya code mirror joining. I'm Jacqueline Kanga Kot, man segment ringo, Kwan Gilaba Chuli. Show me Chaka Gilaba Chuli. I appreciate you all. Have a good night. Thank you. Bye bye.